You're watching exclusive coverage of the 2026 NADA show on CBT News.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. I'm on location at the 2026 NADA show in beautiful Las Vegas. And look who I have with me, Mr. Pete MacInnis. You've seen him here before on CBT News. He's the president and founder of eLens Solutions. Pete, thank you so much for stopping by.
Good morning. Thanks for having me and allowing me to be the one to kick off the wonderful busy day today.
Absolutely. You are my first guest, and I appreciate that so much.
And we're all off to such a better start this year compared to last year.
I know, right? Snowmageddon, or that was tough. So I think as a result, this is going to be a really good show, don't you?
It's so far so good.
Yeah.
I mean, everything, getting our exhibit booth set up, to come in yesterday, it's like it's already together. Like everything's ahead of schedule right now.
Yeah.
So hopefully it'll go that way for everybody for the entire show.
That's right, that's right. And all the dealers that I'm talking to are feeling very good about 2026. Do you, what's your take on the year ahead? We came off of a 16.3 million SAR in 2025. Dealers said that it was a decent year. There were some headwinds out there earlier on in the year. We heard about tariffs and things like that, but it seemed to have worked itself out.
I think all that noise is calming down, and I think we're going to get into the second quarter. I mean, you start looking at the tax return refunds that everybody's getting.
Yeah.
I think that's going to explode, and that's going to kick off car sales really well, because everybody's going to have that cash for their down payments.
For sure.
And that'll be exciting, and I think it's going to be a great year.
Yeah. Now, and I know that when they get that money, they're going to go online, and they're going to shop for a car, and they're going to look and see what their payment is worth. I mean, what their payments are, what their trade is worth. People are now doing so much more of the process online, which means that, and we've talked about this before, that the dealers have to live up to that expectation that consumers have today of them, right? Talk to me about that, because this is an area that you know very, very well at eLens Solutions, about delivering that payment that really matters.
Yeah, I mean, they might have some bigger down payment because of the tax refunds, but their monthly budget still has an affordability issue. Yeah. And cars are as expensive as the most they've ever been.
Right.
So the issues still persist. So those monthly payments matter. And I think there's still a big disconnect with that. I think we talked about it in your show before. We did that finance report, and we did a dealer survey, and only 1.6% of all credit applications submitted to lenders are actually approved with the same monthly payment term and down as was initially asked for.
1.6%.
That's it, right? So there's a big disconnect from the initial, hey, we can give you these terms, we're talking to you now, but come in the store, we'll figure it out later.
Right.
And so, so that issue still persists.
Sure.
And it'll be interesting to see how that works out.
Yeah, for sure. Talk to me. You guys always are working on, unbelievable technologies for dealers and helping them along the way. What are you working on now, and what are you rolling out at the show?
Okay, so very specifically, the issue and the problem that we're talking about that needs to be solved, that's going to be addressed this year, we're finally rolling out our DealMaker, which is our finance technology platform that basically solves what I just said. So it's a combination of taking all of our credit solutions up front that we've been doing forever, ID solutions forever, and now we're bolting on the whole finance piece, bringing finance forward. So the ability to quote consumers fundable contract terms at any point in the sales process that works within the dealer's process workflow. So it's a combination of taking all the front end credit stuff and then automatically pushing it to lender to come back with decisions from lender about credit tier pricing models, so that it goes into our pre-desking tool that allows the dealer now to structure a deal that's already matched up to know exactly how the lender's going to fund the deal, which is absent in the marketplace today. So it's basically a combination of this desking tool. It's got the stackable incentives and the penny perfect, tax license registration, all that standard stuff. But now we've laid on top of it real-time lender interaction decision process that enables them to desk deals, to quote deals, to negotiate deals, so they can give them a payment, built-in participation, and know it's going to stick. And so give the customer something that's going to build trust. Right.
And it's 2026. This why, you know what I mean? When you think about it, for you guys to come out with this technology now, it couldn't be a better time to do it, right? Dealers need this. right?
Well, and a lot of that had to do with how the lenders changed their business models, right? They stopped providing those digital rate sheet bulletins that put everybody into a credit tier bucket.
Right.
You know, that's gone. So everything's still being priced that way, but that's gone. They're doing this dynamic pricing model down to the individual customer level, which means you have to connect with the lender. You got to bring them forward in that process.
Right.
And in essence, that's what we're doing.
And they want to be brought forward.
They want to.
84%, 85% of all consumers buy a car based on payments anyway, right? So you know when that person hits that website and they're shopping for a vehicle, they're very payment conscious, right? And they're looking to get with a retailer that's going to deliver them the accurate payment with all of the information on there.
Right. And it's about really connecting all the data from the customer, whether they're remote and they want to do more remotely from home and speed up the process when they get to the store, creating efficiencies for the dealer. But now bringing through APIs and information and decisioning, let's bring the lender into the front of the sales process, since finance is an important part up front. So now just bring it up front, let's get lender decisioning. We know exactly how they're viewing that customer. So it allows the dealer to be able to structure a deal profitably.
That's right.
So if they can get rid of the, the distrust and the friction around the negotiation process, they're going to sell more cars with increased profitability, better customer experience. Lenders are going to get what they want. It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, no question. Which, when you talk about profitability, that is an area that dealers are concerned with right now. Obviously, through COVID, 2022, 2023, even 2024. But for 2025 and beyond, that's at the top of the list of dealers that say we've got to be making money on these cars, right? They can no longer afford to be, absorbing some of these costs because the information's wrong.
Right. Well, it's not just wrong, but if you can help them do more with less,
that's
less,
true
or
too.
just think about the training. So if you can empower and not have a sales agent running back and forth to the desk while a customer's sitting waiting for 15 minutes at a time,
it's the worst.
And then that's when things start to break down, right? So if we can make that just real time, shave an hour off the process, let that sales agent never leave the customer's side, and just get the deal done quickly, efficiently, accurately. First pencil. Why do we have to use first, second, third, fourth pencil? Why can't it just be the pencil? Why can't we just do the deal?
Why is there a first pencil, right? That's so true. That's a good point. I never really thought about it that way, but how come we're not just giving the number, right? Much the way a Carvana does, or maybe a CarMax. I know CarMax a little bit of trouble right now, but they'll probably figure it out. But yeah, we have other retailers that are able to do that. Obviously, Amazon's able to do that with all their products, right? They don't say, here's the first pencil.
Well, what's unique is when you talk about a Carvana or a CarMax and those guys, or even like an AutoNation, they all have their own captive finance. That's what differentiates them from the rest of the market. They can quote it, stick to it because they own the finance arm. So if they quote those payment terms, they can stick with it, right? So what we're trying to bring forward is saying, hey, why can't we offer that solution to all dealers?
That's right.
Without spending, the money that they're spending.
That's right.
On
that's
those
right. To
other
have
players.
captive finance. Talk to me about the overall show, the feeling, the dealers that you're talking to. How are they feeling about 2026?
I think everybody's feling good and optimistic about it. It's good.
I mean, I was at JD Power Automotive Summit yesterday, and they came out and said the SAR for 2025 was 16.3. It's going to be 16.3 for 2026, which I thought was interesting. No change in the SAR. And in fact, the gentleman that was presenting said, now don't laugh when I present these numbers, but so it's going to be another decent year in the car business? Right?
Well, yeah, if they can hold the gross, right? Front end, back, and all that stuff. But I think there's going to be a year of creating some more efficiencies. AI is coming into play. I think it's going to create so much efficiencies and time savings and removing redundancy in the dealer's workflow and process as a tool to just help them do more faster, easier, and quicker. So I think some of the operational costs should come down for them to enable them to do that. That'll hit the hit the margins, and then margins will go up.
That's right. That's right. Any last words? Any suggestions to dealers that are watching?
Hey, it's early in the show. Come see Eland at our booth. We got a lot of new stuff. We just did a couple press releases yesterday.
Talk to me about that.
Oh, well, one of them was we did a press release on We like our credit solutions, our online widget that goes on dealers' websites. We've added multi-language to that. Through a partnership. So we did a little press release on that, and then we just released a really snapshot, a small survey around identification issues in terms of identity fraud and stuff like that.
Which is a huge issue.
Huge issues. So we've got those addressed, and we'd love people to come by and let us show you the solutions that we have around that stuff.
Yeah, great.
And of course, the Holy Grail I'm talking about, our digital finance platform, Dealmaker. We'd love to showcase that for people. What's excited about being here is I don't want to be patronized when they say it. I want them face to face so I can see the body language, to see what their true feelings are about it as we're rolling that thing out.
That's great. That's great. Pete MacInnis, Elan Solutions. Stop by their booth, check them out. I think you're going to like what you see for sure. We've been friends for I don't know how many years now. I don't know how many times we've done this at NADA, but we certainly appreciate all that you give us each time you're on. So thank you so much.
It's an honor to get to be back each year and do this, Jim. Thank you so much.
Appreciate that. Thanks.
You're watching exclusive coverage of the 2026 NADA show on CBT News.